It's a no-face movement, September 3rd, 2017. I'm bringing this news. You ain't gonna find this news anywhere else. Um, but this is the weather wars, folks. Weather modification. All right. And I read earlier, and seen YouTube about IBM buying the weather company. The weather company also owns the Weather Channel, all that. So IBM is making money off of the Weather Channel. Now you'd be like, oh, well, there ain't nothing. There ain't no weather modification, nothing like that. So I dig a little deeper. So March the 25th, 2008, weather engineering in China. All right, how the Chinese plan to modify the weather in Beijing during the Olympics using a supercomputers and artillery. You can read the rest of the article. We're just getting right to the point. You see how it says during Beijing, during the Olympics, they're using a supercomputer and artillery. All right, so during the Olympics, they admit that they use weather modification, so no rain will happen during the Olympics, during the Beijing 2008 Olympics. Now, the supercomputer they use, first, Beijing's Weather Modification Office will track the region weather via satellite, planes, radar, and IBM P575 supercomputer purchased from Big Blues last year. That execute 9.8 trillion floating point operation per its models in area 44. So they're using the supercomputer to track the area. All right, and if you read on, they use the computers more than that. They use the artillery. They use it. You know what I'm saying? It's the supercomputer. It's a brain. All right, like Watson, that IBM has. Now, earlier in January 2017, the Daily Mail wrote that China used $168 million to upgrade their system. Check it out. Give 1 sec. Chinese radical 168 million weather control system reveals scheme to boost rain snow for area double the size of France. Gets go ahead. Program will lay on 4 new planes, 8 upgrade craft, 897 rocket launch. It would also use 1,856 devices connected to a digital control system that is owned by the IBM. All right, folks. Now, we see a lot of weather modification. We know there's depopulation going on. Okay, folks. But at the moment, we don't even know if we're at war, in a weather war. No one knows it. All right? And you can see China is doing weather modification. China is using supercomputers. All right? The weather company, all right, last year was bought by IBM. All right, folks? The weather company, IBM Business. The weather company started as the Weather Channel in 1982. In 2012, the company created a broader holding company, replaced the word channel with company to better reflect their growing audience of digital products. The weather company was previously owned just by a whole bunch of things, and we also know them as the Weather Channel. And now IBM has a whole bunch of new programs coming out that could warn you up to 5, 3, 2 minutes before it impacts, any kind of severe storm impacts. All right. On Market Watch, IBM reveals why it bought the weather company. All right. In 2015, IBM Court had everyone scratching their heads when it announced plans to buy the weather company. Was it for sensors stocked to building and satellites all around the world? All right. Or was it for access to data or to help retailers better prep for unpredictable swings in weather? All right. IBM weather modification. All right. So we already know that they got weather modification. All right. So China uses IBM for weather modification, the supercomputers. And they're probably not the only country. We probably use IBM computers too. These supercomputers are smart. And IBM bought the weather company so it could track supposedly weather. But also they have programs that could launch artilleries, the sea clouds, all that stuff. And China is investing every single year, and it's wide open with weather modification. All right, we're going to do some serious research on this. All right, this is upcoming videos. We're going to do documentary. We got a lot of stuff going on, folks. All right, but what is crazy is the world has gone crazy with weather, with crazy weather. Alright, we had Hurricane Harvey, we got Hurricane Irma, we got fires, earthquakes. Alright, we know about our own programs, HARP and chemtrails. Now we're knowing about China. And now we know that IBM, alright, bought the weather company, the Weather Channel, basically, for their apps and to use programs. Alright, that's what they say. But yet, when China clearly says that they're using supercomputers, and they list the name of the supercomputer. It was the IBM 5, whatever it was the IBM computer, the P575 supercomputer. Alright, folks, tomorrow we got a lot more stuff coming up. We're going to talk about the economy. We're going to talk about who's controlling our world, the depopulation, and all the organizations with the depopulation and our foods, all that. We're going to track and warn people about where Irma is in these local areas. Alright, folks, we're going to talk about the earthquakes that's happening in Yellowstone. We're going to talk about the fire on the West Coast. We're going to talk about the stock market now with the stock market compared to the same day in 1929, folks. We're going to talk about the 7 Salems and the eclipse and the biblical effect, September the 23rd, Revelation 12. Please like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Facebook. This is the No Face Movement. Moving till next time. Facing off.